There will be moments in life when it feels like everything is falling apart, when someone's words or actions may attempt to shatter your confidence, your peace, your strength. But listen closely. What they fail to understand is this: you are stronger than any storm, and you are built to endure. Don't let anyone, no matter who they are, break your spirit. You are not defined by their words, but by the fire that burns within you. Today, let's talk about how to rise, how to stand firm, and how to never allow anyone to break the unbreakable you. It's easy to lose sight of your worth when you're constantly bombarded by the expectations of others, society standards, or even the critical voices of those closest to you. We live in a world where validation often feels like it's something external, something that has to be earned through achievements, appearances, or fitting into predefined molds. But real worth doesn't come from outside approval. It comes from within. It's about recognizing that no matter what anyone says or does, your value is inherent, undeniable, and yours to claim. From a young age, we're taught to seek approval. We're told that success is marked by accolades, popularity, or wealth. While those things can be important, they don't define who we are at the core. The danger in this is that when we place our value in the hands of others, we risk losing ourselves in the process. You may think your worth is tied to how others view you, but that is only temporary and fragile. One day they might praise you, and the next they might criticize you. If you tie your self-worth to this unpredictable ebb and flow, you'll never feel secure in who you truly are. True recognition of your worth comes when you stop looking outside yourself for validation and start acknowledging the value that resides within. It's about realizing that you are not a collection of others' judgments, not a list of your accomplishments, and certainly not the opinions of those who may not understand your journey. You are a complex, multifaceted individual with unique experiences, talents, and qualities that are valuable just as you are. And the moment you start to recognize and appreciate that, the world around you shifts. Your inner peace deepens. You begin to make decisions from a place of power rather than from a place of seeking approval. Recognizing your worth also involves being kind to yourself. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, and when we inevitably fall short, we can be our own harshest critics. But imagine if you spoke to yourself the way you would speak to a loved one. Would you belittle them for making a mistake? Would you diminish their worth because they stumbled along the way? Of course not. Yet so often we don't extend the same compassion to ourselves. Instead, we focus on our flaws, our failures, and everything we think we're lacking. But real strength comes from seeing yourself as you truly are. Flawed, yes, but also powerful, capable, and deserving of love and respect. Recognizing your worth means offering yourself the same kindness and understanding you would give to others. This recognition goes beyond surface level confidence. It's about deep self-acceptance. When you truly recognize your worth, you stop comparing yourself to others. You understand that each person's journey is different, and that comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 can only lead to self-doubt and frustration. There's no blueprint for life, no universal timeline for success. We all walk different paths, and the beauty of recognizing your worth is that you're able to celebrate your own progress without feeling the need to measure up to anyone else. Furthermore, recognizing your worth requires you to take ownership of your narrative. It's easy to let others define you based on their perceptions or assumptions, but the truth is only you know your full story, your struggles, your triumphs, your heartaches, and your victories. The mistakes you've made don't define you. They are simply part of your growth. The setbacks you've faced aren't indicators of your failure. They are evidence of your resilience. When you begin to see yourself through your own lens rather than the lens of others, you can take control of how you move forward. You can rewrite the parts of your story that don't align with who you truly are, and you can embrace the parts that show your strength and potential. Recognizing your worth also means understanding that your value is not dependent on your past. Too often people hold themselves back because they're stuck in the idea that they have to atone for mistakes or undo the damage caused by past decisions. The weight of these regrets can keep you from moving forward, but the past is gone and no amount of dwelling on it can change what has already happened. What matters is how you choose to show up today. Every new moment is an opportunity for growth, for change, and for embracing the person you are becoming. The mistakes of yesterday are simply lessons that shaped who you are now. They don't diminish your worth, they enhance your capacity for wisdom, strength, and empathy. Another critical aspect of recognizing your worth is setting boundaries. When you understand your value, you become less willing to accept anything less than respect and fairness from others. You stop tolerating toxic relationships, unfulfilling situations, or environments that drain your energy. Your time, your energy, and your peace become non-negotiable. Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish. It's about protecting your mental and emotional health. It's about creating space for the things that truly matter, your passions, your relationships, your growth, and your happiness. When you know your worth, you won't allow anyone to treat you in a way that doesn't align with the respect and dignity you deserve. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or criticism. It's inevitable. But when you know your worth, you handle those challenges differently. You learn to take criticism constructively rather than personally. You develop the resilience to bounce back from setbacks and continue moving forward. You don't let the negativity of others penetrate your core. Instead, you let it pass through you, knowing that it has no power to define who you are or what you're capable of. Recognizing your worth also helps you to see the worth in others. When you understand that you are valuable, you begin to treat others with the same level of respect, kindness, and understanding. You don't need to put others down to lift yourself up. Instead, you celebrate their worth too, knowing that the world is big enough for everyone's success. Recognizing your worth allows you to foster healthier, more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and appreciation. This recognition is not a one-time realization, it's an ongoing process. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when the world around you makes you question your value, but those moments are simply reminders to pause and reconnect with your inner strength. They are invitations to reassert your worth and to remember that you are deserving of all the love, success, and happiness that life has to offer. The journey of recognizing your worth is continuous, but every step you take toward it makes you stronger, more confident, and more resilient in the face of life's challenges. It is the foundation for everything that follows, and it is the most powerful tool you can possess. Negativity is an inevitable part of life. It comes in many forms: negative self-talk, criticism from others, societal expectations, and the opinions of people who may not have your best interests at heart. At times it can feel overwhelming, like a heavy weight pulling you down, but the truth is you don't have to succumb to negativity. You don't have to let it define your reality or dictate the course of your life. Rising above negativity is a choice, and it is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It's about taking control of your mind, your thoughts, and your actions, no matter the external circumstances. The first step in rising above negativity is becoming aware of it. We often don't even realize how much negativity surrounds us or how much we internalize. Negative messages come from all directions: social media, family, friends, even strangers. But perhaps the most damaging source of negativity comes from within ourselves. The internal dialogue we engage in can be the harshest, most critical, and most limiting. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to someone else. We are often our own worst enemy. In order to rise above it, we must first acknowledge the negativity in our own thoughts and take responsibility for changing them. Once we become aware of the negative voices, both external and internal, the next step is to challenge them. Just because something is said or thought doesn't mean it's true. Just because you hear criticism or doubt doesn't mean it defines your reality. One of the most powerful tools you have is your ability to question the validity of negative thoughts. If you're told you're not good enough, ask yourself, is that true What evidence do I have to support that? Often the negative things people say or the negative thoughts we have are based on assumptions, fears, or past experiences that no longer hold power in our present. The truth is, most of the time, negativity is rooted in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of judgment. But when we challenge it and ask ourselves whether it's grounded in truth or simply a product of fear, we take away its power. It's also important to recognize that negativity from others is often a reflection of their own struggles, insecurities, or fears. People who criticize, belittle, or attempt to drag others down are often dealing with their own unresolved issues. Their negativity is not a reflection of your worth, but of their inability to deal with their own emotions or circumstances. When you understand this, it becomes easier to rise above their negativity. Instead of taking it personally, you can see it for what it truly is, a projection of their inner turmoil. By reframing it this way, you begin to detach from the need for validation or approval from others. You no longer feel the need to defend yourself against their words or try to change their perception of you. You understand that their negativity has nothing to do with your value. Another crucial aspect of rising above negativity is surrounding yourself with positivity. This doesn't mean you should surround yourself with people who only tell you what you want to hear, but rather with people who encourage your growth, believe in your potential, and challenge you in constructive ways. The energy of the people you associate with has a profound impact on your mindset. If you are constantly around negative influences, whether they are pessimistic friends, critical family members, or a toxic work environment, it becomes more difficult to stay positive. However, when you consciously choose to be around people who uplift and inspire you, their positive energy can counterbalance the negativity you encounter elsewhere. It's about creating a supportive network that nurtures your growth rather than stifles it. In addition to your environment, you also have the power to create a mindset that protects you from negativity. Mindset is everything. Your thoughts shape your reality, and when you choose to focus on the positive aspects of your life, you shift your energy toward growth and possibility. One powerful way to do this is through gratitude. When you practice gratitude, you are training your mind to focus on what is good, what is working, and what you are thankful for. Gratitude helps you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance, from what you don't have to what you do. It's a simple yet effective way to rise above negativity, as it grounds you in the present moment and reminds you of all the positive things in your life. Rising above negativity also means taking responsibility for your emotions. It's easy to allow negative emotions such as anger, frustration, or sadness to take over and consume your energy. But emotions are not permanent. They are temporary states that come and go. While you can't always control your emotions, you can control how you respond to them. Instead of allowing negativity to dictate your mood or actions, you can choose to acknowledge the emotion, understand its root cause, and then let it go. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but rather choosing not to let them control you. When you rise above your negative emotions, you reclaim your power and your ability to act with intention. Another essential aspect of rising above negativity is learning to forgive not just others, but yourself. Holding on to grudges, resentments, or regrets only keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity. When you forgive, you free yourself from the weight of those emotions. You stop allowing the actions of others or past mistakes to determine your present state of mind. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior, but about releasing its power over you. It's about choosing peace over pain, freedom over resentment. When you forgive, you create space for positivity and healing. Rising above negativity also involves cultivating resilience. Life is filled with challenges and setbacks, and there will be moments when negativity seems overwhelming. But resilience is the ability to bounce back after adversity, to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Resilience comes from within, and it's something you can cultivate through mindset, perspective, and self-care. The more resilient you become, the less impact negativity will have on you. You will learn to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Resilience gives you the strength to rise above negativity, no matter how difficult the circumstances. Finally, rising above negativity requires a deep sense of self-belief. It's about trusting in your abilities, your potential, and your worth, no matter what the world may throw at you. When you believe in yourself, negativity loses its power. You no longer allow the opinions of others or the criticisms that come your way to shake your confidence. You know that you are capable, deserving, and worthy of success and happiness. Self-belief is the armor that protects you from the arrows of negativity. It is the foundation on which you build your resilience, your positivity, and your ability to rise above any challenge. Rising above negativity is not a one-time effort, but a continuous practice. It requires awareness, effort, and persistence. But when you commit to this journey, you begin to experience life with a new perspective, one that is grounded in strength, positivity, and resilience. It's about choosing not to let negativity control you, but instead letting it fuel your growth, your power, and your unwavering belief in yourself. The more you rise above negativity, the more you step into your true potential, and the more you embrace the life you deserve. In life, there are moments when we face difficulties and challenges that test us in ways we never expected. These times can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to question our abilities or wonder if we are strong enough to keep moving forward. But strength isn't about never experiencing hardship. It's about how we rise when we do face adversity. It's about embracing the power we hold within ourselves to overcome challenges and grow stronger in the process. Your strength is not just about physical resilience or the ability to endure. It's about your mental, emotional, and spiritual capacity to evolve, to persevere, and to transform through every obstacle that life throws your way. The first step in embracing your strength and growth is acknowledging that you have the ability to grow. Many of us spend so much time doubting our potential or feeling stuck in situations that we forget that we are capable of change. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and it often doesn't follow a straight line. It's not always a grand leap forward, but a series of small steps, learning, adjusting, and becoming more of who you are meant to be. The key to growth is to remain open to it, to recognize that each experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity to develop and evolve. When you embrace your strength, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn. Every setback is a chance to gain new knowledge, skills, or insight that will help you move forward. It's easy to feel defeated when things aren't going the way you planned, but if you shift your perspective and view each challenge as an opportunity for growth, it becomes easier to face. Whether it's a difficult job, a strained relationship, or a personal setback, there is always something valuable to learn. Embracing your strength means looking at adversity not as something to fear, but as something that will mold you into a more capable and confident person. Strength isn't about pretending that you're invincible or that you don't experience fear or doubt. It's about recognizing those feelings and choosing to move forward despite them. Every person, no matter how strong they seem on the outside, faces moments of uncertainty. But true strength comes from not allowing those doubts to stop you. It's about having the courage to keep going even when you don't have all the answers or when the road ahead seems unclear. Embracing your strength means understanding that feeling vulnerable doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. It's through vulnerability that we tap into our inner resilience. We learn to be more compassionate with ourselves and with others, and we build a deeper sense of connection with the world around us. Another crucial aspect of embracing your strength is accepting that growth requires discomfort. We often avoid situations or experiences that make us feel uncomfortable because we associate discomfort with failure. But discomfort is a sign that we are pushing our boundaries, stepping outside our comfort zones, and growing. It's easy to want to stay in a place where everything feels safe and predictable, but nothing grows in that space. True growth happens when we stretch ourselves beyond what we know, when we take risks, and when we step into the unknown. Embracing your strength means embracing the discomfort that comes with personal growth. It's in these moments of discomfort that we learn what we are truly capable of and discover parts of ourselves we didn't even know existed. When you embrace your strength, you also learn to trust yourself. Self-trust is an essential component of growth. It's the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's about trusting that you have the inner resources to make the right decisions, even if they don't always lead to immediate success. The more you trust yourself, the more you can rely on your intuition, your wisdom, and your experience to guide you. This self-trust builds confidence, and when you have confidence in your ability to navigate the ups and downs of life, you approach challenges with a sense of empowerment rather than fear. You stop second guessing yourself and start making decisions from a place of inner certainty. Embracing your strength also means acknowledging the importance of perseverance. Growth doesn't happen in an instant. It's a process, and it requires patience and persistence. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the obstacles seem too big to overcome, and when progress feels painfully slow. But true strength is found in the ability to keep moving forward, even when it feels difficult. Perseverance is not about pushing through blindly. It's about maintaining a steady, determined mindset while remaining open to adjusting your approach when needed. It's about not letting setbacks define you, but using them as fuel to keep going. Every time you rise from a fall, you build more strength, more resilience, and more belief in your ability to succeed. Another key aspect of embracing your strength and growth is the willingness to be vulnerable and authentic. So often we hide parts of ourselves because we fear judgment or rejection. We wear masks to protect ourselves from the world, thinking that showing our true selves makes us weak. But the truth is, embracing your true self is one of the strongest things you can do. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, to share your struggles, your fears, and your aspirations, you invite deeper connections and understanding. Authenticity is powerful because it creates space for others to do the same. When we allow ourselves to be seen for who we truly are, we not only strengthen our relationship with ourselves, but also create stronger, more meaningful connections with those around us. Personal growth also means being willing to let go of things that no longer serve you. As we grow, we often find that some people, situations, or beliefs that once felt right no longer align with who we are becoming. Embracing your strength means being willing to let go of the old in order to make room for the new. This could mean ending toxic relationships, leaving behind limiting beliefs, or moving away from environments that drain your energy. It's not easy to walk away from things that are familiar, but when you make space for what truly serves you, you create an opportunity for new experiences, opportunities, and relationships to come into your life. Growth requires shedding the old to make way for the new, and embracing your strength means being brave enough to make those difficult decisions. As you continue on your journey of growth, it's important to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Often we are so focused on where we want to go that we forget to acknowledge how far we've come. Every step forward is an achievement, and taking time to celebrate those milestones helps to reinforce the belief that you are capable of more than you realize. Celebrating your growth not only boosts your confidence, but also reminds you that progress is ongoing. You are constantly evolving, constantly becoming more of who you are meant to be. It's not about perfection, it's about progression. Every day you are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Embracing your strength and growth is a lifelong process. It's not something you do once and forget about. It's something you practice every day. Every challenge, every victory, every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to embrace more of who you are and who you're becoming. When you recognize and honor your own strength, you empower yourself to rise above any challenge, to learn from every experience, and to continually grow into the best version of yourself. It is through this ongoing process of self-discovery and self-empowerment that you unlock your true potential and step into the life you are meant to live.